Let's go through another example of how to factor out the GCF, also known as the greatest common factor, with a given polynomial. Here, we can see that our first term has a 24 in front of it, and our second term has an 18. Let's come up with all the different factors of 24. We know that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 12, and 24 itself. As for 18, we know that 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18 go into it. The greatest common factor of both of these numbers is 6. Therefore, we can pull out, or really divide out a 6 of both of these terms and see what we have left. When we divide a 6 out of our first term, 24x cubed y squared z, we end up with 4x cubed y squared z. Once we pull a 6 out of our second term, we're left with 3xz. We can go through the same process using variables this time instead of numbers. Here, we know that another way to say x cubed is x times x times x, and we already have another x to the first in our other term, so we can also go ahead and pull out one of the x to the firsts. This means we would have left on the inside 4x to the second, y to the second, z in our first term, and then we would also have plus 3z. Again, we can keep going through the same process to see what other variables are in common. Here we know y squared is y times y, but if you look at our other term, there's really no y's in it. Therefore, we can go ahead and not pay attention to any y's because it's not in both terms. So let's go ahead and look at the z's, which they do have a z to the first in common in both of them, so we can also pull that out to the front, in addition to the x to the first that's already out there, and in addition to the 6 that's already out there. So what we have left on the inside of our parentheses is 4x squared y squared plus 3. This is our factored form once we take out the GCF of both terms. We could also go ahead and check our answer through distribution to make sure our final factored form matches our original expression. So if I multiply this 6xz to both terms, I end up getting 24x to the third, y to the second, z, plus 18xz, which does match our given expression.